Apple's in a massive technical setup, guys. This is the number one stock out of all the stocks within the stock market. I am watching into the next week for potentially explosive price action to the upside. We have been seeing a multi-month range stemming out to the top with some bullish confluence getting over this descending trend line. With that being said, we're bullishly confluencing under this level with a very tight structure, coiling energy, getting ready for something big, guys. With that being said, my name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to waste no time today. We're going to get straight to this technical analysis breakdown. First, going over to stem over on the weekly analysis. On the weekly analysis, guys, I love Apple here. I think it's a phenomenal dip buying opportunity, as history often does repeat itself. And when we zoom way out on the weekly analysis, guys, we're looking at a massive ascending channel. And this is coming from a guy who's not a big ascending channel trader. We'll go hop over to the monthly. Each one of these candles representing 1 month, just for this example. So clearly, whenever the buyers get a chance within these lows, they buy that crap up. I mean, they just kick ass, man. They skyrocketed up, right? We hug against the top of this channel, make it even more of a concrete channel. We get to the low and just a massive breakout in 50%. We once again get to this low, skyrocket up. So now we've reached the top and we're coming back down to the low. And what's always nice to see within these setups is this massive wick tempting to break this being a false breakdown, right? Now we're seeing 1 and 2 hammer candles holding at this level, which is a reversal sign. And it's also nice to see us crescendo up from this level, appearing to just now bounce off this level, guys. And in the past, we've seen the volatility, hence over here, right? Hence over here. Whenever we get a strong breakaway from this big market form being this ascending support on the weekly and the monthly analysis, we just do good that. We just do good. So I really love the setup of this, especially once again, seeing this massive fake break it down, really tricking out the short sellers to liquidate their positions, moving stock price higher. Setting over to the weekly analysis, guys, we do see a weekly pennant structure. If we highlight this a little bit darker, being red, just so you guys can see it's a little bit better, right? We've seen these obvious ascending lows, hence this trend line right now. Stock price just combobulating from the highs to the lows, to the highs to the lows, getting tight. This is where a big movement is going to happen in the apex, guys. We get the strong breakout. And now we're building energy, right, for that next movement. Really just got to love what we're seeing, man. I mean, we're seeing every single bullish sign we can. Even if we see some really freakish activity and we knife down from here, well, we're almost definitely going to bounce within this trend line where we respected for 15 weeks at a time over here, or just bounce somewhere in between. So I think this is a phenomenal long-term scaling opportunity for Apple, and it does have a lot of short-term aspect as well. Within the last 3 candles, we've seen an explosive wide bar, such a tight squeeze. If we pull up the Bollinger Bands, guys, it's going to get a better representation. We're just now getting over the center point and holding on that just so nice and attractively and breaking the descending trend line and building energy. I can't say good things enough about this. I think it's a really good setup. So with that being said, guys, we're going to jump over to the daily. On the weekly, we do expect these highs, these very obvious highs, within these constraints over here, right, to get taken out and then to push us into these upper levels. Looking back at this chart probably 4 or 5 months from now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Apple around these 240 levels. Alrighty, guys, let's go flip over to the daily. So once again, seen on the daily, we really see just a nice representation of this double setup. This very attractive pennant structure. We're just getting incredibly tight, guys. I mean, Apple's not a super high flyer stock, but to see it get this tight, this technically sound, is beautiful. Within this descending trend line as well, just a lot of marker points broken, a lot of strong signs. Now we've got a nice liquidity moving up with these 1, 2, 3, 4 strong candles. Now we're just getting very tight, guys. I mean, Apple is super prone to these movements. Hence over here with a pretty beautiful movement over here, guys, within this ascending triangle. Following it to a T, whenever we broke these textbook setups with a nice movement up for a few weeks to come. So now we're seeing, just a very tight pennant structure, guys. And I think it's as simple as this, right? We do technically have some highs over here within this daily range. If we zoom way out, right, we do have the highs within this rough, 214, 213 range within these highs. But I think if we close over this pennant structure, guys, over this resistance I've marked up at 212, over these highs, guys, strong, I mean, we should just be breaking out. I suspect we immediately go up to actually break through this range structure and just really kick ass into some strong price action. So we've seen the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days get really tight here within this pennant structure, setting these higher lows and these descending lows, descending highs, sorry. And we're right in the apex of the structure. Technically, we can see it max about 4 or 5 more days consolidation until we have to make a movement. But just seeing that each and every day, we continue to press amongst this big 212 level, right? Rejecting it, testing it, testing it, testing it. Now we have the green candle after 5 red, flipping a little bit of a higher close, definitely showing the early indications we do break out Monday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. So that is what we look like on the daily, guys. If we break this 209 floor, we will be breaking down from this very tight structure, which we're seeing right here. We could be seeing downside, but even within this construct, guys, I think we're more or less to kind of, find a low within this rough 207 range before we move up higher. So I think there's a lot of upside in Apple here. I don't think there's a lot of downside, even though we're getting very, very tight over the top of this rough resistance. If you want to be very, very literal with this range, right within these highs and these lows, even though technically we have some strong resistance here, just, keep in mind all the macro perspective, everything, every single sign we're seeing. Gotta love what you're seeing on the Apple chart. I really, really love this setup. And there is like a little bit of a cup and handle structure here. Cup and a little bit of a cup and handle. So we're going to go zoom over to the hourly, guys, just get the final analysis for this perspective. What's interesting is that we've seen a similar setup not too long ago on the hourly, give some very nice upside, right? We've seen a strong move it up. And then we have this very obvious descending trend line with these ascending trend line right into this, pennant-like structure. This one not quite reaching the apex where it has to make a movement. Wasn't quite as formed out as, it could have been, which we are now, but you've seen a quick movement up, obviously a news driven moment, just giving it a lot of upside, guys. When we broke over that, we zoomed up 7% like that in just 2-3 days, which is a massive move for Apple. So on the hourly, we just get a beautiful, beautiful pennant here, man. I mean, just to see such a progressive dip in Apple, zooming back to the daily for just 20 seconds, getting such a nice dip opportunity within the stock. We're breaking so many bullish long-term parameters. And now we're seeing in the short term, it really coil up here, guys. Gotta say, hey, what are we going to see if we break this 212 level? I really love the way this looks. With that being said, though, once again, we do have a few more days. We could hypothetically play within these constraints before reaching the apex, but as of now, we are suspecting a breakout to be within the next few trading days, probably the next 1 to 2. If we get the Bollinger Bands, guys, see how tight we are within the Bollinger Bands. We've been this tight since we broke out of this other pennant structure down here. So once again, another sign to show that we can break out of this very, very soon. And if you guys have been following the channel for some time, we're not biased, guys. We're the last guy to come on here and be a moon boy, but Apple is the #1 stock I'm watching heading into the next coming weeks, guys, for a very nice trade setup, for a nice squeeze setup. So with that being said, to wrap this whole image up, guys, we got a beautiful monthly channel. We're pulling back down to, with this false break, really add that fuel to the fire. Now some nice hammer candles holding this level, and it appears we're moving up higher to move to the center point within this monthly range. Right on the weekly, we're seeing some nice pause underneath the massive level after breaking this pennant structure. On the daily, we just get a beautiful coiled up image of stock price. Really looks bullish here over that 212 strong. And on the hourly, once again, getting a better perspective of how coiled up we are, seeing the Bollinger Bands just really getting tight, guys. If we pull up the TTM squeeze as well, we're starting to flip green a little bit, which is very, very interesting. This is a very good indicator as well. I do only use it situationally, but I think it's very, I think it's accurate. I think we flipped green with the TTM. So with that being said, guys, that is the analysis. If you found any value in the video today, consider dropping a like, dropping a like and a sub, guys. We don't cover Apple often because it just doesn't get a lot of traction. But if you guys drop a like, drop a sub, we'll continue to cover this live. I think this is the inflection point where not only we can see a nice day trading opportunity, squeezing over these highs for a few days, but I think we are going to flip bullish in the long term here, guys. Bounce off this monthly channel and start to move up in the nice trajectory, which Apple has been known to do over the last few years. Alrighty, guys, have a good day. Take care. Keep an eye on these major market points, and